Hey folks, welcome back to InArt Reviews for another toy review and unboxing. Super excited to unbox InArt Gandalf the Grey, the 1/6 scale collectible figure from Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. I was already quite impressed by InArt Joker, so I'm very eager to see how this looks. From the pictures I've seen, they've done a great job with the portrait. The product has a real fabric cloak, metal sword, movable eyes, and fine sheep's wool hair. As a LOTR fan, it's great to have a figure that's not made by Asmus Toys. So we're going to take this to the light box for a detailed look, bring it back out for some fun poses in the toy room like these ones. Before we do, hope you can tap that like button and subscribe button to support my channel. When you receive this item, you'll notice that there's a protective film around the box, and you just have to lift it up to reveal a cloth cover and a beautiful gold ring design. I want to start by saying I really appreciate how compact this box is, especially compared to the InArt Joker box, which was gigantic and very inefficient. I realize it has more items in it than this, but still, they've done a much better job here. It's much more compact, much more manageable, and of course, it's much more beautiful. Lovely cloth cover on this box. Up top, you have the Lord of the Rings logo. In the center, you have a beautiful ring with an inscription. It says Gandalf in the center. Bottom right, InArt logo. Unfortunately, mine has a bit of a blemish, but what can you do? Turn the box to the side and you can see InArt continues to pick some hilariously generic fonts. And the placement of the fonts is also off-putting. It should be in the center, I feel, not up top. Turn the box to the back and more questionable font selection. Up top says Gandalf, Gandalf the Grey. The shadowy artwork continues on the side of the box where it also says Lord of the Rings. Back to the front of the box, and overall excellent box design, lovely cloth cover, and that gold ring looks fantastic. The box is a very nice fold out design. And inside you've got a couple of booklets, which we will look at in a little bit. And I'm sure the figure is in here. Well, that's all covered, so that's a bit anticlimactic. But I'm going to take off these covers so that we can have a better look at what's inside. Once you open the box, you realize that this is in 3 layers. So here's layer 1. It has the Gandalf body, 6 hands, the book, of course the sculpt, which we're going to take a quick look at. Whoa. Wow, that is just gorgeous. Holy crap. Here's layer 2. Layer 2 has some LED lights, a gem. I believe this has the envelope and the ring and some other tiny accessories. A pipe, the sheath for the die-cast sword, and a couple of staffs. Here we have layer 3. This is the final layer, and here's the base. Pouch that hangs by his side. Cloak, hat, couple fireworks. Of course, we also have this set which carries the booklet and a ticket stub and an envelope. So before we look at the booklet, I want to see this head sculpt. It's in this protective case, just like the InArt Joker sculpts. Got some writing over here. It says InArt at the base. So I think you just have to twist it just like with Joker. Wow. That looks like they've shrunken Ian McKellen and just given it to us. That is magic. That is sorcery from InArt, because this looks incredible. I know we're coming to the end of the year, and I felt like the new Wolverine sculpt was probably Hot Toys' best sculpt of the year. But overall, none of Hot Toys sculpts, or even Blitzway for that matter, hold a candle to InArt. That is stunning. The literature you get with Gandalf is very similar to what you got with Joker. You've got a booklet, an envelope, ticket stub, And I can't read these, but it's probably some legalese and might tell you more about the product specifics. A very nice extra to have. It's a ticket stub. It says Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, Gandalf the Grey, InArt 1/6 collectible. And there's a serial number, release date, down to the time. That's pretty cool. It's envelope sealed with the InArt sticker, shiny silver. So we're going to open it, hopefully keep the sticker intact. Oh, that's beautiful. You can pause it and read it, but this is basically a thank you letter. I don't think we've ever gotten one from Hot Toys. Again, very high quality, just like they did with Joker. Colored instructions. Blitzway does that too. So it gives you a rundown of the accessories, packaging guide, which is very useful because a few of my pieces were out of place. Articulation. Description of the articulated body. Work instructions, how to add the accessories. More work instructions. Oh, how to take care of the rooted hair and the beard. And here's something about the warranty. So that's it. Very nice collectible booklet. We have so many accessories that we have to look at them in layers, the same layers that were packaged in. So for the first round of accessories, let's start with the base. Nice solid material. Here's some branding at the base of the base. It says Gandalf, very nicely printed. I love the gold color. Really stands out. It's engraved quite deeply. That's a very nice effect. The multiple washes on this. So you've got this stone gray color. Plus you've got some gold on top. Really does make it feel like stone. Again, very nice and solid material. Texture feels nice too. Feels very high quality. So there's a magnet in the center, but it's the same problem they had with the InArt Joker, where the magnet is just too square in the center. So the problem with that is that you then have to have Gandalf standing right over here. It doesn't give much room. I wish that the magnet was bigger, and I hope they work on it because it seems like InArt does listen to their fans, especially from the Facebook comments. So I feel like this might be an improvement they make with future toys. Here's the hat, some stuffing inside. I guess that's for styling purposes. You can take it out or you can adjust it. Hat looks very nice. Nice feeling fabric. What I really like about the hat is the weathering. So there's some stains on the side. Looks like belongs to an experienced wizard. So Gandalf's bag is very nicely crafted, very solid feeling material, nicely stitched. I love all the dirt and grime effects they've given to this through coloring, through dyes. Look how dirty that is. It does look like it's been with Gandalf for a few thousand years. Little pouch on the side. Has some stuffing to make it look like it's full. I really like this bag. Here's Gandalf's cloak. We're going to see how it looks on him later. Has some strings over here. Again, they've used the dye really nicely to make it look like it's been worn quite a long time. Again, thousands of years. Look at that. Very rich coloring here. Torn from the end, like it's seen a lot of days with Gandalf riding on his horses or riding through the woods. Here's the orange firework. Iconic, of course. Love that it's the mushroom. Very screen accurate. Very rich coloring over here. This second firework actually came separate from the stick. for packaging reasons, I guess. But as you can see, there's a bit of a contour here. So you just slide this in and there you go. Again, very nicely crafted, very nicely painted. This is an extra. I don't think this was originally part of the set, but when they couldn't do the magnetic eyes for the sculpt, they compensated by including this. That's what they said anyway. I think that this would have been part of the set anyway. But anyway, very nicely done. Here's the next layer of accessories. You've got the pipe staff, Mora Staff, sheath for the sword, die-cast sword, pipe, the tiniest ring in the world, envelope with the seal. This envelope can't be opened. You've got a moth, Gandalf's moth, of course, and you've got a couple LED lights and a gem that fits inside the Mora Staff. Here you have the moth. Very intricate work by InArt. Looks beautifully done. It's very tiny, but a lot of details. You can see all the little moth legs. The wings look really nicely too, very nicely painted. Here's the ring. I am very paranoid that I'm going to lose this thing, so I'm going to put it in a small packet. But the insane thing is that it has the inscription on it, and I don't even know how they would do that. There you go. I hope you can see the inscription now. I think it's fitting that I'm wearing jeweler's gloves because this is jewelry. Here's the sword. It's die cast. It's very sharp. And the craftsmanship on this is fantastic. I've kind of fanboyed when I saw this sword. Looks very nice. Should go in this sheath quite easily. There you go. Sheath, very nicely designed too, very nicely crafted. Good paint apps. Just the right amount of wear at the end on the metal with a bit of dry brushing. Looks pretty good. The envelope and the seal look just like you'd expect from an envelope from Middle Earth. I'm so impressed by this pipe. They've done such a good job here. Again, very rich coloring from another company, maybe Hot Toys. This would be a very cost-effectively made accessory, but this is very high quality. It's very, very firm. So this is the second staff. This is where the pipe goes in. Again, it's kind of a rubbery material, but the coloring is so amazing. They've done such a good job that it looks like actual wood. It's got a darker wash, a lighter wash. Even got an inscription here. And this one has a piece of rope. Here's the head of the staff. Looks outstanding. So here is how you slide the pipe in. It's a very nice touch. It's a nice way to not lose the pipe. You just hide it over here. So that's very clever by InArt, actually. So here's the first staff. This is the one with the LED lights, the Mora Staff. And even though this is not wood, it's kind of a bendy material. You could fool anyone into thinking this is wood because of the beautiful paint apps. There's a brown wash there. There's a darker wash there too. Look at that. Just fantastic work. Got darker wood here. It's a bit lighter. I'm not an expert on wood, but it looks authentic to me. And there are cracks in the staff too. Here is how you activate the light for the Mora Staff. Here's the gem lit up inside the Mora Staff. Just remember to put the battery inside the gem first and then the gem inside the staff. Do not under any circumstance put the battery inside the staff or it'll get stuck. So the lights are actually quite bright. They might not look as bright on camera, but they are pretty bright. I like the yellow light, though I prefer the white one. Unfortunately, the gem doesn't fit properly inside the staff. It does tend to fall out. Here's the final round of accessories. This is the top layer. You've got the Gandalf body, Gandalf head, 6 hands, and of course, the book. And the book is incredibly impressive. So highly detailed. The material is outstanding. The paint apps, fantastic. The details, including the battle scars, really cool. They've given this a couple washes just to give this an old, worn look. Look at the pages. So beautifully done. And you won't believe it, but every page has some piece of writing on it. And it doesn't look like it's the same writing every page. So that is just fantastic. InArt has given us a lot of hands. You've got a relaxed hand, finger pointing hand, 2 holding hands, 1 moth grabby hand, and 1 hand for holding the envelope, I think. Here's a quick sample of hands, and what strikes me immediately is how good the skin tone is. Very human-like, flesh looks so real. Really great paint apps by InArt here. And they've been aged really well, so you've got all these spots on the hands. And you can also see the skin is a bit baggy, which is really great attention to detail. So the skin is a bit baggy, and they look like my grandfather's hands, my late grandfather's hands. They just look so realistic. They've done a really good job here. Unlike my late grandfather, Gandalf wasn't the cleanest person. He didn't get many manicures, so the fingernails are quite dirty. He's been on quite a few adventures. It hasn't had time to clean his nails. Looking at it from the other side, really good work again. Looks like an old person's hands, an old person's dirty old hands. Normally I would put this in a paint me like one of your French Gandalfs pose, but I don't want to damage the hair, so we're going to check out the soft goods in this position. As you can see, very high quality soft goods. Of course, they feel very nice too. Very nicely dyed this cloth is. Really good craftsmanship. Underneath his robe, you have cotton pants, I guess. Got these boots that look like they're from Dr. Martens. Got a couple of belts around his waist. This one is a brown belt that's probably just to hold his robe in place. And that one is for the sword. I believe it's called a scabbard. Some battle damage to the side. Overall, the robes look really nice. And now we're back to the sculpt, which we had a quick look at earlier. And let's start with the mold. I think this is a fantastic mold of Gandalf, fantastic mold of Sir Ian McKellen. Side profile, outstanding. Look at how the eyes are. Look at the accuracy in terms of the droopiness. So this eye is a bit droopier than the other, which is just amazing attention to detail. The skin tone, brilliant. There's some spots on his face, as you would expect from a person his age with his experience. So that's really well done. I love the neutral look on his face. There's just the right amount of intensity, so they've got that done really well. The rooting of the hair is phenomenal. I like how the hair looks a bit sweaty from the top. So he's been on a few adventures, but not too sweaty. Though the beard does look freshly shampooed. To get the head on the body, you just have to align this part with the neck. Just move the hair out of the way, and then the magnet will take care of the rest. So I've got the head sculpt on the body. It was quite impressive how the magnet latched on. That was a bit trickier than I expected because you don't want the beard or the hair to get caught in the middle. And plus, there's a robe and there's a shirt under the robe. So there are quite a few things you don't want to get caught when you're putting the head on the neck. Time to look at the articulation now. Head tilts left, tilts right, looks down very, very nicely, looks up quite nicely too. Rotates right, rotates left. Shoulder goes up, not too high. I don't want to push it further, but it doesn't go up that high. Bicep swivel, forearm swivel, hands rotate quite nicely. Very nice double jointed elbow. Waist tilts left, waist tilts right. Good ab crunch. Leg kicks forward very nicely. Kicks back, but not too much. I don't know if it's a double jointed elbow, double jointed knee. I can't seem to push it further and I don't want to. So I don't think it's a double jointed knee. I'll check the book. Legs stretch nicely. Good thigh rotation. So his Doc Martens, there's no cut on them. So there's no toe articulation. However, very nice ankle pivot. Overall, as you would expect, despite some padding on his body, the articulation is outstanding. Not that you really need it, he's not going to be doing any flying kicks, but it's still nice to have. Thumbs up. While we're on the subject of articulation, why don't we check out how to articulate the eyes? You simply turn it around and pull out this hairpiece. It's magnetic. Yeah, looks really creepy. And when you look back here, there's a small joystick, so you can just use that to change the eyes a bit. Now, as you can see, he's looking to the left. And now he's looking up and a bit to the right. Just wanted to show you how easy it is to change the hands on InArt toys, in case you haven't seen my Joker review. So I wouldn't dream of changing hands on a Hot Toys figure on camera. It would just be too frustrating. You never know what you'll get with a Hot Toys figure. Sometimes the hands are stuck on the peg, sometimes the whole peg comes out, sometimes the peg breaks into two. With InArt, it's actually just magnetic. So we're going to put this finger pointing hand on the body. You just roll up the robe and the shirt. There you go. Hand pops off. It's magnetic. The only problem is that the magnets aren't strong enough, so the hands are a bit frustrating because they do fall off quite easily. You shall not pass! Here's Gandalf on his magnetic base, and as it was with the InArt Joker figure, the magnet isn't wide enough so you can get him in the center and his feet just stick to the base quite nicely, but not as nicely when it's on the side. So he's falling when he's on the side, but in the center, he's doing pretty okay. As I mentioned before, hopefully with future figures from InArt, the magnet is going to get wider. So before we look at size comparisons and the final score for this figure, I thought we could look at some poses by Gandalf. Time for some size comparisons now, and up first we have Asmus Toys Gandalf from the Crown series. While the Asmus toy on the right has more luxurious packaging and a nicer base, the InArt Gandalf is far superior in terms of soft goods and quality of accessories. More importantly, InArt Gandalf has a much better sculpt. The Asmus portrait isn't bad, but the skin tone is far too pale, and as you can see, he looks a bit like a zombie. The rooting of the hair is also better on InArt, as is the mold of the head sculpt. Up next we have Asmus Toys Gimli and Asmus Toys Legolas. The three figures don't look bad together, but there's a large chasm in terms of quality. For the longest time, Asmus head sculpts have looked like foot disease. They're getting better, but as you can see, there's no contest here between the three of them. Finally, we have InArt Joker on the right, and both of these products have been amazing from InArt. High quality sculpts, paint apps, soft goods, and some innovative designs. What's particularly impressive is their final product has been very close to the prototype, so I'm excited to see what InArt delivers in the future. My final score for InArt Gandalf the Grey is going to be 5 out of 5 stars. This is an outstanding figure. The portrait is hauntingly beautiful with great paint apps and hair rooting. The accessories are excellent and I love the metal sword. Love the soft goods too. There are a few gripes though. I wish the magnet on the base was a little larger and the hands didn't fall off so easily. Likewise, the light up gem can fall off the staff too. But these are minor quibbles. This is a work of art, and you should try to get one while you can, especially if you're a Lord of the Rings fan. That's it guys, that's my review. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you can tap that like button and subscribe button. Hope you stick around for some fun poses by InArt Gandalf.